Here's my summary of the news headlines for today, Wednesday, October the 24th, 2018, found on the website of the Reuters news agency. As always, I declare that I do not intend to infringe on any copyrights. Saudi Crown Prince may be behind the slain journalist Jamal Khashoggi's death, according to US President Donald Trump. NATO chief sees new US missile deployments in Europe as unlikely. NATO's top official on Wednesday blamed Russia for breaching a landmark nuclear arms pact that Washington is talking about quitting, but said he did not believe the Russian threat would lead to new deployments of US missiles in Europe. There has been a long dispute over the percentage of contributions to the North Atlantic Treaty Organization's funds. More than one US president has urged the European NATO members to pay their fair share, or the major European NATO members such as Britain, France, and Germany. Russia and the United States discussed possible Putin visit to Washington, according to the Kremlin. Bolton says US is not considering new sanctions on Russia, according to Interfax. John Bolton is the US President Donald Trump's national security advisor. Exclusive. Russia opposes US OneWeb satellite service and cites security concerns. Malaysia is to charge former Prime Minister Najib and ex-Treasury head in graft or corruption probe. Foreseeing landslide victory, Brazil's Jair Bolsonaro begins considering cabinet picks. The British Prime Minister Theresa May is clear that she does not want indefinite post-Brexit transition period, according to a spokesman. European Union mechanism for Iran trade is to be symbolically ready on November the 4th, diplomats. And why symbolically? Because on November the 4th, 39 years will come to pass since the seizure of the United States Embassy officials in Tehran, Iran's capital, by a group of fanatical fundamentalist Muslim Iranians. In April 1980, then US President Jimmy Carter tried unsuccessfully to rescue the hostages, and they were only released on the day when he left office, having lost the November 1980 US presidential election to former California Governor Ronald Reagan. And there is still controversy as to what really happened. Was it so that some advisors of Reagan deliberately told behind the scenes the Iranian government and parliament to keep the hostages there until after the election, so that Carter would be blamed also for this foreign policy crisis? A famous US television journalist, Walter Cronkite, hosted the program America Held Hostage Day This and This, and it was only on day 444 or so that the hostages were freed. In Brazil's poor northeast, right-winger makes inroads. Greek university halts classes or lectures in protest or to protest over drug use on its doorstep. Yes, Athens University of Economics and Business is in question. British court blocks US attempt to extradite former HSBC trader Stuart Scott to face fraud charges over allegations that he and a colleague defrauded client Cairn Energy in a $3.5 billion currency trade in 2011. Storm Willa dumps heavy rain over Mexico as it weakens inland. Turkey won't allow Greek interference in Eastern Mediterranean activities, according to a minister. the defense minister. Scaffolding collapses near Antwerp station in Belgium, killing one person. Malaysia's newly elected Prime Minister Mahathir Mohamad pledges to help end violence in Thai South. Madrid, the Spanish capital, bans electric scooters from city sidewalks, both to remove a threat to pedestrians and help regulate alternative transport technologies that have become more popular amid efforts to cut air pollution. Greens look to rupture the Merkel-era politics in German state election. Branding themselves as the party of reason, Germany's Greens or environmentalists are budding kingmakers in an election in the state of Hesse on Sunday that promises the second thumping in as many weeks for the center-right federal chancellor or prime minister and the Christian Democratic leader as well, Angela Merkel, and her ruling allies, the conservative wing of the Christian Democratic Union, known as the Christian Social Union, which nearly 2 weeks ago, or 1.5 weeks ago, suffered its worst election result in decades, although it still remained as the largest political party. And then the Social Democrats, whose support was cut in half in that election, although they still remained in the state legislature. Sudan's Prime Minister Maataz Moussa announced to Parliament on Wednesday a 15-month or 1 year, 3-month emergency economic reform plan, including further strict austerity measures to begin this month. France says it will take no hasty decision on links with Saudi Arabia, according to a source in President Emmanuel Macron's Élysée office. Pope Francis has sacked the Bishop of Memphis, Tennessee, Martin Holley, over management issues. British Prime Minister Theresa May is to address her lawmakers after attacks over Brexit. Migrants block Bosnian border in former Yugoslavia, scuffle with Croatian police. France will take appropriate measures if Saudi Arabia's guilt over the killing of journalist Jamal Khashoggi is clearly established, government spokesman Benjamin Griveaux told reporters on Wednesday. The Syrian foreign minister to United Nations envoy, constitution is sovereign matter. Syrian foreign minister Mr. Walid al-Mualem told UN envoy Mr. Staffan de Mistura that the constitution was a sovereign matter up to the Syrian people, state media said on Wednesday. Turkish police received permission to search well at Saudi consulate, according to NTV. India's FBI-style police agency hit by infighting government orders probe.